Okay, guys, so there's this e-commerce app that we have here. Thank you very much. Thank you to you too. Let's go on this app. We got 12 people watching. Let's go on. Please send in likes, guys. Send in likes. Let other people join. Send in likes. Send in likes. Okay, we are up on YouTube as well. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, we are also on YouTube. By the way, go to my YouTube channel and go and subscribe. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and do so. My YouTube channel is Process Guy. Just Process Guy. Go and subscribe on my YouTube channel. You're gonna enjoy the contents that I have there. So let's go straight to the point and see what is happening here. I've done quite a lot of things and I'm truly happy with myself and the decision I've made to start using TypeScript. It's really beautiful and it's wonderful. So you can see some animation going on there. We're doing some stuff. I've been working on it. I've been killing myself, working my rear end out to make this stuff a reality, and it's coming up nicely. I've done so many updates to it, and it's high time we start doing some other things to it. The last thing I was doing here, you just got number 2 gift card. Thank you. So the last thing I did here was, the time is 9:57. So let's do 1 hour. Let's go together for 1 hour, and then everybody can go and sleep. So what I did here was that I fixed this value to be shipping handling to be fixed, but I want it to be deducted or to be derived from the default address. Any address that you put here should be derived from there. So if you put a shipment location, you should be able to decide what you want to, what you charge. This should be a required field. You shouldn't be able to go forward without specifying where you belong. So therefore, I should be able to collect the shipping, information from you. Now, how do I do that? I need to put that information in the address. So that is going to be in the user authentication information somehow. Is that a nice place to put it? Or can we get it when so let's get it when we need it. So I will get it when we need it. Let me get all the addresses. I have addresses information. That's under type. So if you're just seeing this for the first time, there's so many changes that this app has gone through. Thanks to the Humble community, they've helped us do some changes. So there's no close to anymore. We've changed this close to thing to something else. I don't know why we still have close to here. So we have addresses, and then we have area ID. But let me see all the places we have close to, because we're not supposed to be having close to anymore. So a close to is rendering here, which should be changed to, so I want to introduce a new field now to, we have shipment name. Let me see all the columns that we have there. Area ID. So let's say area name. Is that okay? Or can we still use close to? Okay, I think I will use close to. Then I need to know the costs. Shipment cost. Shipping costs. Shipping costs. So we need to know the shipment cost to your area. So this information needs to be provided from the backend. That's the Golang application, which we are going to go and do. So we have 2 fields that we need to worry about here. So we need to render the shipment cost at the point of coming out like this. Okay, let's make sure that this value at least is being sent from the front end or from the back end. So let's go ahead and then load our go. And don't forget, we need to also render the close to as well. Let me check my database. I need to first delete that close to I have in the database. While this data, let me put this guy here so that we can at least read some comments, because I know that white thing is not allowing us to see some comments on the bottom. We have address, that's sales customer address, and then it's linked to shipping area. I need to delete this close to. That close to will be referenced. So let's go ahead and bring up our, I need to create a new project. Let me open this one up like this. This way we have audio projects in the whole application. So I just deleted something here. We need to go to the model for sales. We need to have, we are working on address, right? So this is to request for the address. This is the one that goes to the database. Okay, shipping area address is set. Then we need to kind of join shipping address into this part. We need to do some joining. That joining, they tire me to join. Okay, I'll just copy this guy, then come and change the reference. Okay, so this is the shipping ID. I'm not going to be returning it. Okay, we'll work on this one later. Then this one now becomes shipping area. So that this one can then be shipping ID, shipping ID. Then this one become shipping area. Shipping area, shipping area. Okay, so that this then become shipping area. So whenever we're getting the address, we should also populate the shipping area. Then this is going to be returned as name here. I need to go and change that structure of close to. But let's look at where we are getting this information. So let's go to the route. And by the way, this is Golang for those people that are wondering. If I then go to, please send in your likes, send in your likes. We have less people watching. Send in your likes. And then I have my route sales. I can do get shipment area. Yep. I'm focused on the DAO, which is sales. And what I want to do, I think, is the last thing on the bottom. I want to make sure that I preload. I'm preloading shipping area. So that way, shipping area is going to find itself inside there. but I need to prepare my structure in Go as well. So Go structure rather in TypeScript addresses. So my structure is not well formed now. So this needs to go, and this needs to be something like this. Shipping area and shipping area. The ID will go, the cost will go. So that, when did they create the shipping area? Okay, we had it before. Interesting. So that I can now say the costs can come in here. But let me see what I put in there as the cost. Shipping area. Yep, costs. We have the costs. So I don't like the fact that this is so long, but I have to work with it like that. So that where it is being used inside that place we saw close to. So it then changes from close to shipping area dot name. Then that solves that problem. I need to then test, guys. We need to test to see that we are getting our value. So let's go to terminal and do our thing. So let's see if it will work. Hello, Uzoma Lifestyle, how you doing? Let's see if this will work. If we go through, we'll then go to endpoints and call the REST protocol. We'll test that. How can you can reach me? See the link on my bio. You see all my social handles there. My phone number is on my handle. So you see all my details there. So I need to sign in now. So let's sign in. This is token. So we'll sign in. Then the next thing is that I can now go and test. This is to get our shipping area. Let's see if it works. So good. We can now get the shipment area for every place, and we can get the cost. We get the costs. Oh, this one was working before. We need to just get addresses rather we need to get the address and the default person. So this is it here, customer addresses. So let's run this endpoint and see if it works. So I'm running this, good, it worked. We now have our shipping area. We then have our ID and the name and the cost. So this is the amount. If you choose this area, this is the amount to be charged. And yeah, that's it. Let's now integrate it into our app to see if the value will show there. We've built the backend. It's time to make sure that these things works. So obviously I've terminated the app at some point. npm run dev. So she's back. She's not back. Okay, she's back. So I want to now be able to, once I'm here, the value should come here. That's the shipping and handling based on the default thing that was set. So how do we run that? How do we run that? We can go to the default. We can write a function to get, so let me see user addresses. I think I have something on user addresses. Let me check user addresses. That's a provider. Provider, use address provider. Okay, this is the first time I'm opening this file after the conversion. Mind you guys, I've converted my app to TypeScript. So let's now see. I want the AI to build something for me. So get the shipping costs for the default address for where the default is true in the address variable. Don't reach out, don't reach out to the backend. Okay. And also fix type issues. Okay, so let's let the guy do his thing while I go on talk about other things. And yeah. So I noticed that you guys sent me a WhatsApp message. I won't be able to check through my WhatsApp now as I'm live. So later on, we go and check what it is that you guys have sent. So we have a new function that has been created for us. I just apply everything. I trust this guy so much. Not that I trust it so much, but at least if it doesn't work the way we want, we'll just remove everything that has been added. So of course it has crashed our page, but let's give it a try and see. I have this error response, which is something I need to actually work on. It's supposed to, yeah, okay. I'm going to work on this. We're supposed to have a global data type or interface to work around server response as opposed to error response. So let me leave this one as it is. We'll get back to this later. Moving on to what are the possible costs. This one is supposed to be, I don't know why it's not fixing this issue for me. So where did everything break? It broke my app for me, but what did you add to the system? So where is the get default function that you created? Okay, this is get default shipping cost. So this is what he added. So let's see how he wrote it. Hey, this is the sample calculation. Are you kidding me? He didn't write the code for me. What's the point of doing all this? You're supposed to write the code for me, guy. Okay, add a new function to get shipping costs. Yes. Okay, you're supposed to loop through the addresses and get me the shipment cost. You're going to write it yourself. Loop through the address in the states and find where the default is equal to true and return the cost. It's as simple as that. Then why are you implementing this stuff for me? So is there anything like says default address? Oh, I didn't even need to do this actually. I didn't need to go this far. My bad. The system already actually has something like that. The system already has something like that. I actually have, so I'm gonna undo all these things because I did something that has default address. So I could just do default address dot shipping area and then I can have the cost. So I could actually undo all these things. It was totally not necessary. Yeah, you can see that's what it just did. It just did that for me. So I'm gonna do everything and then go with what I already have, which is default address is here. So I undo everything I have and I can move over. I can come back and save, fix the issue here later. Hey, you didn't have to add cost for me. I got that fixed already. So we go to where we have this one that says shipping and handling. So let's look for it. So this is where the magic is happening. Let me see if I have any user address here. I should have user address here somewhere. So nobody is making use of the guy. There's no use address anywhere here. And this prepare page. Okay, so let's bring in user address and use it. So default address, we have use address. We bring that from here. Of course, it's going to give us an error. I can, imagine the error is going to say we need to wrap the delete is not defined. So let's refresh. Cannot destructor default is enough. Okay, so the idea is, reason why it's giving us this is because we need to do the provider stuff. We are not calling it very well. I need to do something like this. I need to do it like this before it will understand me. So because the something needs to be in a provider, long story short. So this needs to be like so. I have prepare page with provider. Then I have this will be here. Then my address provider, if I can use this use address. Yep. So address provider is from where? Where is address provider from? Address provider is from that place. So we can't export. Can only export this guy. This guy is just a function. Then where we have prepared page, we'll have prepared page with provider. So who is calling this guy? So who is calling you? So you are being called from so this is a scheme or a method that I devised in order not to have so many what's the word now? In order to reduce what is going on here. Let me show you guys. In order to reduce this. So if you don't want to have so many providers like this, you need to find a way to make sure that the provider you are working with, what you are using is who needs to see it in your provider. Hello Angel, how are you doing? Angel from YouTube, I see you guys on YouTube. See you. Make sure you guys are following. So let's go ahead guys and continue with what we are doing. Let's continue with what we are doing. So this is TypeScript. Interesting. that sounds nice. TypeScript, this is TypeScript. That sounds nice. So we come here and we have the default address and we can play with it now the way we want it. It's now we can use it any way we want. Hey, something just went wrong. So, okay, nothing went wrong. I thought I couldn't see my shipping cost anymore. All this guy underlining, we're supposed to implement pay stack here, but we are still going to get to that part later. So this is our shipping and handling. So I will do this dot. Why are you not coming up? Shipping dot anything is not coming up. Okay, so let me console log the guy. My good old console log. So that we don't get disappointed. Let's see what is happening there. Okay, so we got our data. It first came up with a lot of nulls. Like I was scared already at some point. So we have it here. It's inside shipping area, then cost. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it clearly here. Not to worry. I'm going to go through it. Together. So that's our default address and Isikati. So let's go ahead and jump in right there. But the concern I have is I'm using TypeScript. It should be well defined. It's not defining very well like an address. So let's fix that. So that's inside here in the provider. The provider didn't do a good job of defining what that is. And that is where we get to, where is that? This authentication provider. Yes, here. It did say that is an address. So what was the fuss all about? It did bring it in as an address. Except I want to now start doing this. Do we have an address in there? I just started TypeScript today. It wants to fall my hand. Don't fall my hand, oh. Does not exist on type. Okay, so if you see this one is any. I guess something is wrong with the plugin to wire the whole thing up. Yeah, something should be wrong with the plugin. So let's go ahead. We already know where our item is. Let's go ahead and continue what we're doing. Because I noticed everything just started flashing red now. Okay, so we have this dot. We have shipping area dot. The next thing we have is cost. So you see the value there is 1.3 based on what was set in the backend. So this part is fully functional. So if I change the address to something else, let's say this one becomes the default for some reason. And by the way, you can't have two defaults. Once something sets to default, you should be able to change it back. That I've not done that one. So let's say the location is currently Ekate. Let's change it to Chevron. And boom, we had it crashed. We just crashed the system. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have a null property set here. Yeah, not as much. So we will need to do something like this. Even though that won't still fix the problem. But we need to do for when the value is null to handle that. Okay, so we now have that working like so. We have that there. So I've been able to handle these parts. And let's see one more addresses. Now this is not working very well. This is not working very well because it's not updating the shipping area. I will fix that later. So this one is working as intended. The next part I want to work on is that the system should create a sales order once you are done. Like, let's imagine that the payment eventually went through. There should be a way to, make sales order. So unfortunately, we've not been able to connect to Paystack because we are still doing the process. But make sure you are subscribed, make sure you are following so that you see how we are going to connect and do a dry test run, for payments and everything like that. Make sure you are following if you are not following so that you can, watch out and stay tuned when we eventually post all these things. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is how do we go ahead and after we've made payments, that's how to convert what is in your cart to an order. So that order table needs to be available anyway in the system, which I think we already have. If I go to the backend and I already have a solid order table. I think that's called sales order. Sales order. I will not enter sales order today. I will not enter sales order today. So let me focus on fixing bugs and we'll call it a day tonight. We'll call it a day. Let's fix some bugs. So one of the bugs we saw is the editing. The editing does not show shipment area. Select a shipment area. Let's fix this bug. Okay. Key. So I can't think of what's going on here. So where is the value coming from? There should be a default value. So I loaded everything from here because if it's already available, it should load the default value. So I'm looking for that bit. So this is where it gets everything. Okay, so this is where it sets the shipping areas. Why is it having S? Okay. Well, this is where it just loads it in. Okay. So this is the current shipping area, initial value. Available. So that should be fairly easy to implement for our AI. Barely inconvenient. It has gone ahead to do a type for it. It's not even trying to tell me what to do. Shipping area. You still need to change this thing back. Oh. This is not what I asked you to do at all. I think what we need to do is binding. Well, let me make sure that we are getting data from the shipping area first. So we're going to do these dots. Okay, so the TypeScript that is not working is causing issue for us. It's really causing issue because the shipping area details has changed. Okay, shipping area.id, shipping addresses. Let me just console log so that I will read the value. So the value has changed to, okay, the shipping area. Dot ID. So this is the value I'm monitoring. Okay. So there's no value like, okay, this is coming from database. So I need to monitor current address. So current address. So this is wrong. It needs to be something like this. So if I refresh, is it working? It's working now. So the proper binding has been done. We didn't need to do any if condition or anything. The form make has handled this thing by itself. So if I jump to another place and say the second one, we should see that it should properly select it. So that bug has been fixed. Another bug that I want to fix is, by default, we can set 2 default addresses, which is wrong. You're not supposed to be able to set 2 default addresses. You can only have 1 default address at a go. So how do you do it in such a way that you can only set 1 default address? We can only handle that from the server. So I will need to go to the backend and implement that approach. So let's see how we can do that. At the point where we are saving, we will first mark, if we are saving something that has with default, we then need to set every other thing as not default. That's the only way we do that. Then we'll make this one default. So let me go to the Golang and do that approach. That's when we are doing save on, of course, is the DOA guy. What am I typing here? I'm not so cool with this IDE. This IDE is giving me, I'm no more convenient on the IDE. So let me quickly go to, let's use Visual Studio Code. Let's use Visual Studio Code. Our old Visual Studio Code is back. Okay, let's build. Yep, we're back. File load using, hey, so many things is broken. Oh, hey, so many things are broken. Visual Studio Code doesn't understand what I'm doing because I've made a whole lot of changes on the main app that Visual Studio Code is broken. So why is it telling me to do main.src? Main, there's no, this does not exist. This does not exist. So who is calling it? I already changed this. So why is it not changed? I already changed this. I already changed this. How come is it? Oh, don't change this. Oh, you just stay like that. Okay, so I think it's working now. Let's now go to Golang and try to do what we want to do, which is to save. We want to save address, save customer address. Yes. So what I want to do here is that, should I let AI write it for me? So let me see Copilot. Let me see what Copilot does for me. If Copilot can do a better job, because I've been using this other guy and then it's not been bad. How do I even toggle Copilot here? I can't see Copilot. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. So let's see if Copilot is smart enough to do this for us. So I'll tell it on this. If default is equal to true, update the addresses for the customer to be false first before setting the new address to be true. You can only have one default address. So let's see how Copilot will fare against what I've been using since. Why do you have to write all the old code for me? Nah. No wonder people said that the other one was better. So, are you kidding me? So I'm going to give you the same prompt, right? And I'm going to send it to the other guy to do for me. Nah, this is making my whole life harder. So I'm going to go to the other IDE. Looks like the other IDE is nailing it. So let's give it that same prompt and see what it will do. So let's give it the same prompt. Let me make sure I'm opening the right thing. And I go to DOA sales and I send this here. So let me see what it will do for me. This is better, even though I've not sent the result yet, but this is nailing it. Is giving me the proper context, is entering into my code and then doing what I ask it to do. That's it. It's better off than, let me say apply, and then let's see if it will work. I have to read it now, obviously. So if new address is set to default, update all other fields. So if this one, for some reason, this guy is writing nonsense. Oh, why are you not checking for Boolean? Okay, it's checking for Boolean. If it is null and this is equal to true, error, failed to update address. You're not supposed to give me any error. Okay, you're giving error just for that note. So I'm updating based on only the customer. So this is update first. If it is true, yes, if it's true, first update everybody to be false. So this is correct. Then only update if customer is not nil or 0. So this is okay. This is what was there before. Okay, so the next thing is if there was an issue, this is okay. It came in from when you said it was writing nonsense. So yes, Copilot was writing nonsense for me. So I had to take it to this app. Let me show you TREA AI. So this guy was doing better. Is doing a better job for me, right? So this is what I'm using. So in case if you're interested, and I've been using it all day. I've been using it all day to start with TypeScript. So we just finished our new implementation. So let's go and give it a test. Let me give it a test. I'm going to deploy right now. And by the way, if you are new here, please make sure you join the team. Join the team, send in your likes. Make sure you are following. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you are subscribed. Where is that guy? Okay, so let's run. Okay, let's give it a try. So if we go to the app, this is the app we're trying to do. The idea is that if you have so many addresses here, somebody should give me an address. Number 57. Baniola Magistrate. If there's anywhere like that. Just Road. Then shipment, this is Chevron. Set to default. So by the way, we already have a default. We want to set 2 defaults. So do you see what happened? You cannot set 2 defaults. If this is already your default address, you cannot set another default. If you set this to your default, the other default becomes not default and this becomes your default. So that's a bug if you allow every other thing to be able to do set, for you. So we've crushed 2 bugs tonight, and I'm kind of happy. We've crushed 2 bugs tonight. So the next thing I want to do is to go and sleep. But before I do that, I would like to post, and I saw quite a lot of error. I don't know why I was getting that error. So I'm done with Go. I will close my Go app, and I don't know why I was getting. So this Copilot totally not, doing what I wanted to do. This other guy is killing it. I see myself using it more. So he's really killing it. Yes, of course. You can see the link on my bio. Of course, I'm based in Nigeria. So see my link in my bio to see all my details. See link on the bio to see my details. We're also on YouTube, guys. Make sure you go to our YouTube page to subscribe. We are on TikTok, Twitch, Telegram, Instagram, and Audiograms. We're there. Make sure you send in your likes. Make sure you send in comments. Make sure you are sharing and you are liking. This is Process Guy, and I teach web development from 0 to hero. I just started doing TypeScript today. And for people that started, if you started with me this morning, let me see you. If you started with me this morning, let me see your hands. If you are here, you started with me this morning, let me see you. Come and testify to the glory of the Lord. Okay, I saw an offer from InterSwitch for a senior software engineer. I think you will be amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, which part was I? What was I doing now? I was in the middle of, why do I have this GS here? This is not supposed to be here. I'm not doing any GS stuff anymore. I've moved to TypeScript, guys. It's looking like I'll be using this Apple. It's looking like I'll be using this Apple. I'm beginning to like it, actually. I'm beginning to like it. So like I said, our next thing to do is to create sales order. So we already have, this is the app. This is the backend. Let me log in to the app. This is the backend, more like the admin area. This is the admin area. Like, can you guys see this? What's the name of this guy? This is the backend. These are all the inventory items that you guys have been seeing. If I go on, let me do dev. Okay, so this is the backend, and this is the inventory. These are the products. This is what you guys have been seeing. This is where all the documentation is done. This is the front end. I've crashed the server again. by default I auto sign in, so it doesn't give me wahala. This is the back end, this is the front end. You guys can go and test it out. I think the link is public. The link is public. Yeah, this is where I'm going to next, guys. Sales order. Once someone has ordered, you know, they've made their request, the next thing is to go to sales order. So the system will automatically generate a sales order by attaching you as a customer. And by the way, once you register on the system, it knows that you're a customer. So this is my account that I'm using online. So when you register on the app, it puts you here, right? And you can then, your order request will be sitting here pretty, waiting. This is where you can manually add order, even though you're not supposed to be doing that from the back end. Those orders are supposed to be coming in from here. Immediately you check out and you process payments. The next thing is that it will generate a sales order. So once that order comes in here, the date, the store that you ordered from, because the idea is that you're supposed to have many stores, more than one stores. The stores that you ordered from, the product name, the quantity, the unit price, and everything, blah, blah. How you paid. If you paid through cash transfer, you know, all these other stuffs, whatever method you use to pay will be here. And this becomes, you know, what the backend people will print out as your receipts, you know, to deliver your market to you. And yeah, that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm going out very early, but if you guys want me to work on it tonight, let me know. If I have enough gifts, I can start working on it tonight. If, you know, people want to watch me work on this, I can start working on it tonight. Else I will push it to tomorrow. I'm really excited, you know, about React, or rather TypeScript. I'm really excited that I'm finally made the move to start TypeScript. So very interesting. So I need to change one thing. I just saw it now. The shipping cost, I need to remove something that is obsolete. Even though I have the shipping cost there, there's a constant that I did not make use of. This is now obsolete. Who else is using the shipping cost? So now I then need to be able to refer it to the right thing. This is the right guy now. This is how to get the shipping cost, not through the constant variable that I have there. So that has triggered an error because this might result into an unknown value. I don't write nonsense. Oh yeah. Quickly. Okay, so I have that. So that's interesting. This or this. Thought it was question mark that should be there. Okay, so we have that. So why is this still not working? So where else did I make use of the constant? Okay, so we've messed up something somewhere. Let's go and find out where and have it fixed. Okay, so we don't have shipment costs. Yeah, I know that we made use of it severally in several places. So we still need to go and use this one. We need to put it like this so that we'll be safe from use. In fact, instead of doing something like this, I could just, that would have just been better. Since I'm doing a kind of an expression here, I would have just done that here and forget about it. Shipping cost is equal to, I could have just done this and forget about everything. Forget about my sorrows. then the other one that we did on the bottom as well. So I won't need to do that every time. Okay. Why this error? I hate errors, guys. I hate anything red. So what are we accepting now? Okay, this is a code that this thing wrote for us when we are paying with Paystack. So it's Paystack implementation. Okay, so that's more like it. We are good to go, guys. We are good to go on the next level. And this is where the sales order is supposed to be generated after payment has been done. So this is payment successful. And this is where we're supposed to generate, not just show order list, because we need to generate sales order only on when payment is being confirmed. Cart loading. It has rewritten this page for me. Oh, this page has been rewritten. I saw something here. Not as much. Prepare page. Address with provider. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's what we have there. Signing out on YouTube. You can join me on TikTok. So I just signed out on